I'm actually pretty fired up this morning or this tonight. I'm fired up, but I don't know what time it is, apparently.
There you go. I'm just trying
It's
to get the
all
Bluetooth connected. There you go. That'll sound a little better for us, and we'll get it going even with tech issues. There you go.
that's it. Can't stop us now.
There you go. It's been getting fun. You know what's fun? My mom actually is liking our content.
I saw that. I wasn't sure, but I was like, it's gotta be, man.
Yep.
You know.
And she even
You know
called
what's
me
fun?
afterwards. Is this what are you guys doing? Like, and she's like asking about it. I'm like, we're just putting clips out right now. We're gonna have long form contact. Sometimes he's talking, sometimes I'm talking, sometimes we're both talking. So
That's super
that was fun.
cool. One of the things that I really enjoyed is like when I found out my mom was looking at my stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when my writing specifically, right? Yeah, because the writing for me is a big deal.
Yes.
And
yes,
it's
yes, yes.
but at the same time, like I only have like a scope of like 10 people that I like look for validation from,
Mm-hmm.
right? Of course, she's one of them. For a long time, I didn't have her on that list because I was just like, she didn't care, or I didn't think she cared.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Just don't invest in it. Like, don't invest in it because you don't know. Yeah, it's always really cool when her and my dad read something and I get feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fun. Like I've had my cousins or my brother's wife actually watch some things as well. And I was like, what's this? I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, just trying things out. Just trying things out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Just learning, man. That's it.
Yeah. There's definitely a learning curve, that's for sure.
Yeah. That's always the case for anything. It's interesting, man. So I turned 44 on Saturday.
Yes, happy birthday. I realized from a
Yeah.
post I was so out of the loop, so I'm usually out of the loop
No,
with those
yeah.
things.
I don't really make a big fuss of it. But I'm also not one of those guys who's like, men shouldn't celebrate their birthdays or whatever. I'm like, dude, I shouldn't even be here, So
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a moment and be in it. But it was good because I just got to be with my family, and that's all I wanted. I just that was the main thing. But I had a friend ask a question, both in seriousness and in jest, and he was like, "What's changed from your 30s to your 40s?"
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been thinking about it for a minute now. And I think one of the biggest things I'd have to say is being able to confidently be like, I don't know, and I'm okay with that. Right.
Yeah.
And then also I've come to know that I'm happy about the fact that I've made a liar out of myself a lot. And what I mean is, like, I hated essays, and now I write essays for fun.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? Like,
Why did you hate them before?
Just because, man, school, whatever.
Somebody told you to do it, right?
Yeah. That's probably why, right?
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
You got that
especially me.
ODD, the opposition defiance disorder. That's what you got.
I actually do.
There you go. When you said last time, I was like, I was trying to remember the acronym. So I'm like, you definitely have that.
Yeah, I do. Everybody says left. I'm like, why? But yeah, and so I've been thinking about some of the things that change and how I view things, and like I'm really happy to find things I'm wrong about right now. Whereas like there was once upon a time, man, like if I was wrong, and little moments, man, slowness. I still enjoy all the adrenaline in the world, but like I find that to be able to take time to see things and be a part of things. The idea of a Saturday birthday where I only want to hang out with my family and not like do something wild, that wasn't a part of the equation, And I know that's probably part of getting older and whatever, but also just, I don't know. I've just been thinking about a lot about what things mean now. Right. So it's cool.
Well, you also just said like you didn't think you're going to be here. So like,
yeah, for sure. That's probably the biggest part.
Right? So
all the time. That's all I ever thought was, and I lived like it, But now it's like when I see it or I think about it, I'm like, oh man, I wonder what I missed sometimes, not in some kind of like, oh, woe is me way, but I just, sometimes wonder
The different
what is
version
it?
that would have been you, kind of thing.
Or just like the sense of, when you slow down and you pay attention, it's, you just catch certain things that you missed before. And I often not wish, but I often wonder what I missed, and that's all it really is. I'm just like, oh man, I wonder what things I missed. I wonder what sunsets I just blew off. I wonder what conversations even in like arguments or debates, right? I
Different
have
points
some
of view.
yeah, well, even like knowing you're wrong and being able to cop to it. Like there's some
Uh,
moments in my head that spin around about like my ex-wife and friends, even now, like, and I'm like, oh, I wish I could have that one back. Right.
mhm.
Because the way I would handle it would be so much different. And then, but you can't, and it's also what brings you to here.
Yeah, like if you didn't go through those mistakes, you wouldn't be the version of you that's in front of me, right? So,
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, I don't live with a lot of regrets in that sense. I mean, I think you don't get to have a life without regrets, but I don't necessarily regret that stuff as much as it's just like, I wish, but then I realize I'm like, well, the reason why I'm here is because I made these mistakes and these things. And I think that's also a key, at least in my opinion, to living a cool life, right? At the end of the day,
mhm.
it's like being able to accept those bad things and be like, well, the reason why shit's kind of cool now
Yeah.
is because I had to. And we talked about it already. Like, no good life is made through puppy dogs and pound cakes and smooth sailing,
Well,
you
everything's in
know?
contrast, right? Like there's no white without black. There's no like light and dark. Like how can you? I was watching something or was reading something. It was like, how would you be able to define? How would you be able to explain what light is if there was no darkness? Most of the explanations and definitions are like in contrast of something else.
Yeah, 1,000%, 100%. I mean, yeah, I mean, if that's actually, I think there's a lot more to be said about it other than the fact that, I mean, the way I've often said things is like agrodolce in cooking, right? Sweet and sour. I think
Okay.
that's life. Yeah, I think that's life. Like yin and
Yeah.
yang. It's the same thing, right? We
Yeah.
talked about it many times, but it's just, I think when you're able to grasp it, man, I think that's the main part. It's like, um, there's this quote or thing I heard a long, long time ago. It's like sometimes the best thing to ever happen to you is for you to not get what you want.
Yeah, and then like a lot of people that are religious would say that like God's protecting you from something or whatever, right? So because like you didn't get it because God knows better for you. You didn't, that's not what you're made for. The next thing is what you're made for, right? So
Okay.
there's a lesson in that and all that. There's so many different angles, and so it's rewritten so many times.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I'm pretty sure Stokes have said it,
yeah.
religious people have said it. We're just talking right now, and it's coming to our mind as well. Like it's a universal truth that's repeated over and over again.
I mean, I know I say it a million times. I try to remember it and embody it because, um, like one of my major heartbreaks in my life, that was like the thing I had. That was like the principle I had to grasp onto in order to get past it. Was that like, because of this bad thing, there's good things that are going to happen, and because of this bad thing, I have learned and engaged and whatever. And then it also, and I think this is one of these unwritten rules that I think you have to make your life somewhat romantic. In being romantic, I think you also have to have light without, you have to have dark with light,
Yeah.
right? And to just know that like, oh man, well, the reason why I went through this terrible, horrible, no good thing is because I am going to have to engage with other people. It's going to make my life better. You got to climb up the mountain and back down, all that shit. And so,
Well,
but I
think
just
of it
think it's
this way, like,
interesting.
let's try to pick a word then, like, love. What would be the opposite of love? I wouldn't say hate. I would say there would probably be because it's still a very strong emotion, hate, right? So maybe there's like an absence.
Is this apathy? Like not
That
caring?
might be it. That might be it, right? So, like,
I always say
yeah,
it's hate though, man, because I think this is something I personally think. from war and fighting and everything else. Like, my appetite for love is proportional to my ability to hate, and vice versa. Right. And I think it's hard to know one without the other. I think when people think they know one without the other, I don't know if I believe you.
Yeah. I'm just trying to
Right.
think if hate's the right word. And I'm in the moment, I'm like, it might be the right word. I'm just thinking there might be
Yeah.
another word that I'm not
No,
aware
no,
of.
I think
Yeah.
it's either apathy. To me, it's either apathy or hate, right? Like, because
Mhm.
if you're apathetic and you don't care,
Mhm.
you don't exist.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, if you love something, it is centered.
Yeah.
It is centered in your universe. But I think also, if you hate something, it can be
It can be
centered
very
in
centered, dead center. Yeah.
your right.
Give you such a
Like, you,
focus you can't let go. Yeah.
yeah.
Fuck.
I mean, dude, like, man, I have hated some things,
Well, I can relate to that. So there's a lot of
and
anger. So yeah.
I'm already naturally obsessive about things.
Hmm.
So me and hate and obsession, it just equals that there is only one focus. I can see nothing else.
Nothing wrong with that. That's ADHD right there, right? So
Well, yeah, dude, like, I have come to enjoy it. The fact that,
I've always thought it was a superpower. So
yeah,
like,
utterly obsessed or completely disinterested. That's,
yeah. But like, it's a superpower once you have control of it. If you don't have control of it, then it's like it's a mess. But
yeah.
and I experienced that for the first time going through all this stuff because it took my workouts away from me, and that's where it burned all my extra energy, and I was able to focus. So with now, after going through that and talking to the doctors, I'm like, now I understand when people have ADHD and they can't like control it. Like, I
Mm,
always had an outlet, and the outlet was physical. I grew up on a farm.
yeah.
I was physical my whole life, right? Martial arts, sports, whatever. And then it was gone. And yeah,
I never
so.
thought about that. I mean, I guess I have in a roundabout way. Like, I always think about it when I talk about meditation. Like, we talked about
Mm,
meditation briefly. Like, meditation for me is infinitely easier after I've exhausted myself.
yep.
Right. And so I've always had some form of physical practice and physicality in my life. And I cannot imagine life without it, man. Like,
Yeah.
even when I've been hurt,
Mhm.
like, I tore my calf and I remember rolling dumbbells. Like, I couldn't, you know, um, this L4, this L5, like, I pick everything up on one leg, like,
Yeah.
I can't imagine, which is an interesting thing in general, right? Like, there's this thing going on right now with veterans and veterans disability.
Okay, you have to explain the states and how that's going on there. Yeah.
Okay, if you're a veteran, you can apply for disability, and disability can vary or whatever from 0 to 100%. If you're 100% disabled, you get a check every month.
Mhm.
If you're 100% disabled and you're total and permanent, then you get even more benefits, right? And there are a lot of people who are upset that veterans are getting these benefits. One, because they call it disabled, right? It's not actually it shouldn't be called disability. It should be called workers' compensation, right? Because that's what it actually is. And it's also the fact that you're not disabled in the sense of the world. You're disabled in the sense of the military. If they recalled or had a draft or a thing, could you be recalled for the draft? Like,
Mhm.
I'm total and permanent,
Mhm.
right? And so if you're total and permanent and they have a draft tomorrow, they're like, not you, bud. Like, you stay there. You stay there. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, but a lot of people get all up in arms about, like, this person lifts and goes to the gym and blah, blah, blah. But it says
Yeah.
they're 100% disabled. And I'm like, yeah. And some of us aren't, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say it the way I want to say it. Some of us aren't weak. Right.
Hey,
Right.
like
Right.
I said last week, what I said is like, I actually like when you first met me, sitting hurt, this existing hurt, and I
Yeah.
didn't. And but mine was I found out in September of this last year that it's all mental at this point. I thought it was like a
Yeah.
mixture, but I did the NDMA therapy. I came out of it zero pain for a week, like
Yeah.
zero. I could touch my toes, I could run, I could jump, and then obviously the pain started coming back when it dissipated. So like now I know it's all in my head and
Yeah.
whatever relationship I have with whatever. But
Yeah.
man,
I mean,
yeah.
listen, I don't think that there's anything wrong. There are levels to this, but what I was, when, like, I had this conversation in an argument and debate with somebody when they were like, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I'm also not that person. right? Like I'm the kind of person I grew up. My father is the same way, right? I watched my dad cut the tip of his finger off, right? Listen, he didn't do anything but grab a paper towel, put it over, and he looks at my mom and he says, "Lo, get the kids. We got to go to the hospital." No freaking out, no yelling, no whatever. And, lo and behold, I'm sure he went right back to work, right? This
Yeah.
is who he is. But
Sounds
that's the
like a farm
same
boy
way.
to me, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he is a farm boy, right?
Well,
And
okay,
so,
because that's what I
yeah,
grew
yeah,
up around, so yeah.
yeah, yeah. And so, but it's the same thing that was instilled in me, right? Like, and so when people were like, well, if you're 100% disabled, you shouldn't be doing this or this or that or that. I'm like, well, what other
Life would
choice
be
do I
boring.
have? Well, not just that, like this is what I am.
What? Hey,
Like
you're
in
preaching to the
there,
choir.
you
The
know?
call we had this recording last week, and I've been posting
Mhm.
about me painting my bedroom.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
in pain every night because that hurts,
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah,
still doing it.
exactly.
Like it doesn't matter. Things have to get done. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like I can't
And
live
that's
in this.
that's one, and I think that's the other part too, is like there are a lot of people who fall into that, right? They fall into the thing of like, this is over, this is it. I mean, even without pain, even whatever. Some people hit a age, they hit a number on the calendar and they go, that's it.
Or they
No more.
retire. That's it.
Yep. No more
Whatever it is.
physical exertion. No more. And I am not judging. I'm not shaming. I'm just simply saying, for me, I don't see that and I can't see it, right? And I've said it before, but like everything in my life, and maybe it's an exaggeration, but for the most part, everything in my life has been purchased through physicality in some way, shape. My friendships, my military career, all these things have been attributed to the gym, lifting weights, being able to run, being able to hike, conversations. Like some of the best conversations in my life have come because of a hike, because of a
Mhm.
physical thing. You know what I mean? Like I have this idea that with dudes, if you suffer with them and then eat with them,
Mhm.
they make, all of a sudden they're ready to spill tea and talk shit and tell you all of the life secrets, man. And so,
It's
I
that
don't know.
whole just doing stuff shoulder to shoulder instead of face to
Yeah.
face, right?
Yeah. Yep. Very much so. Yeah, very much so. I learned a long time ago, man, counseling and mentoring young men that like if you can be in the act of doing something,
And
you
have a
get
common
much
goal
more.
together.
Yeah, or just break people down, right? Like I used to carry this sled. Seriously, I used to do I used to have, we would do PT with my guys. And I
Mhm.
had this sled, it's called the Prowler. It's made by Elite FTS. And I used to have it in the back of my pickup. And I think I had like 645s back there.
I'm just
And
gonna be
so
buying a sled soon too.
I would do this workout with guys on Friday where all we would do is push sled and squats. Squat, push sled, squat, push sled, squat, push sleds. And I would just do it until dudes were exhausted.
Mhm.
Not because I was trying to make the muscle, like, nope. I did it because I knew at the end of it, you would be so broken down or so tired or whatever you want to call it, that your guard is down. And so now when we talk, we're talking. I don't have to fight through all your defenses. I don't have to whatever. I just like when I say this thing, you're gonna just be like, it's on. So
Yeah, it was basically a
that's the
shortcut,
deal
right? It's a shortcut kind of in a way.
for sure.
The talk therapy will go months and months and months. This is like you're building trust in the moment because
Mhm.
I'm pushing with you. I'm doing it with you. And we're all tired afterwards together. It's not just you're sitting on the couch just talking to me, right?
And
So,
I'm showing you, you're showing me, like,
yeah.
right. You also get that thing where you see where people are. You know what I mean? Like you can see, like, oh, like this really, it's like you don't like this. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of truth in that stuff, and so, that was always a tool to me.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
It's funny you said that. Like, I literally was looking at a sled to buy. Once the snow's gone, there's a sled I'm buying, one of those magnetic ones where I don't have to
yeah,
put, because then I could just have it in the neighborhood and just not drag it on the cement. So that's gonna be my purchase for the spring. That's my gift to myself. So
yeah. There's one called like the Root Hog or something like that. It's
okay,
got wheels.
yeah, this one
And
has
it's
wheels
got
too.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's called like the Root Hog, and it's got like a gear system. And so I
Hmm.
use that at the gym now because you can also stack weights on it too. So you
Yeah,
can do both. You can like gear that thing down,
exactly.
and it's pretty impressive, man. I use it some days when I need to get warmed up fast and in a hurry.
Yeah,
So
I think is one of those things I have to transition to because I don't think I could do squats anymore. Not back squats anymore. Front squats probably, but probably
Mhm.
not back squats anymore. So may as well just incorporate some new things, right? Get back into the athletic stuff I used to do.
Yeah. I mean, I listen, I'm only belt squatting for
Yeah.
probably the foreseeable future because my lower back is in a mess. I'm getting ready to start physical therapy again to try and rebuild whatever and see if I can not have anything cut on in
This will
reference
be a
to
good
my back.
topic. I'm actually the reason why I'm feeling so much better now is I'm doing peptides now, and it's the only thing that's
Yeah.
working. I've tried everything else before even touching them, and it's the
Hmm.
only thing that's working. Obviously, the BPC 157, TB 500. If you can get your hands on, it's called the Glow or the KLOW protocol
Hmm.
with MOTS hyphen C, MOTC.
Motzi. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, those two together.
Dude, I use a boatload of peptides. So I don't
Okay,
know if we ever talked about this. So like I'm
never.
sponsored by a TRT company. Right. So I've been
Oh
on
yeah, you mentioned
testosterone.
one
Yeah.
time, and
Yeah.
I've just
Yeah.
slipped my head. That's in the States, though,
Yeah, yeah.
obviously, right? Yeah.
So I've been sponsored by them for years. TRTMD, they're out of Maryland and Las Vegas,
Mhm.
and they've been fantastic to me. And so most of the peptides I have played with. When I had a sciatica hip issue first flare up, I did the whole BPC 157, thymosin, TB 500, and I went from being in severe pain to squatting 630
Amazing.
pounds or something like that. And
Yeah.
so I'm
How
a
long did
big
it take for you to
believer.
get better?
I think 6 months of like really hard focus and physical therapy at the same time. So I was doing
Okay.
both, right? So I was training, I was doing physical therapy, and I was pushing peptides. And
Okay.
it took about 6 months, and I was going to a pretty gnarly physical therapist because I hate when I go to the ones where they're just like, just clap your hands, and like I fucking like I'm like, yo, man, like I want to be a science experiment,
Yeah.
like.
Fix me.
Yeah, yeah. Turn me into Ivan Drago from Rocky, dude. Like hook me up with machines, like poke me. I don't care, dude. Like I'm here for it. And
Yeah.
so
Well, that's
I
good.
found
6
that,
months, because I think I'm about 2.5, 2 months basically into running this
yeah,
extended cycle. So I'm
yeah.
hoping by summertime or springtime, it'll be I can actually just do athletic thing. I'm so excited to like join some sport again. Like if
I
I can't play
understand that, man.
basketball, it'll be badminton or something where I lateral movement, squash or
Yeah.
something. But yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's how I feel now, even doing like all the bodybuilding stuff. Like there are days where I'm just like, I'm ready to jump over stuff and move and,
Yeah.
you know, um, but I also, no, I'm happy. I'm even with all the things. Cause at the end of the day, man, I have voided the warranty on this machine. This machine has been, the warranty has been voided several times over. And, like this weekend for my 44th birthday, I did a workout because I wanted to walk slash ruck 44 miles, but there's so much ice all over it. Like we don't even have sidewalks right now.
Oh, it's not
Like,
nice up here either. Yeah.
like we have no sidewalks. And I was just like, ain't happening. People can call me names. I don't care. But I was just like, not happening.
I
Like,
told you
so
last week I
instead,
won't even leave the house because it's cold. Like I don't care. So
yeah, yeah. And
I'm home
so
and
I went
comfy.
and did a birthday workout where I did 44 reps of everything.
What was the workout then? What was the lists, the moves? What do you
Did
do?
I did 44 pull-ups, 44 reps on bench,
Mhm.
44 reps overhead press, rows, and something else. And
Was
then I
the
ran
weight
out of time.
something like just more volume based, so lighter weights, obviously, a
No,
lot of steps?
I tried to push the weight on some of them. Some of them I got it wrong. Like I got it wrong on bench press. I did 225, and so it was a little too light. I
Yeah.
think 275 would have been the right number.
Mhm.
On overhead press, I picked the right dumbbell. I got my lunch money was taken, left me on the
Yeah.
floor crying, but I got it.
Yeah.
And then same thing for pull-ups, underestimated. I should have did weighted pull-ups. I should have probably added a 10 or the
Mm.
25.
Mhm.
So I did 44 and did way faster than I expected. But
That's
yeah,
good
it
though.
was fun. And then the kids did it with me, and man, I just, you know, I think again, like this idea that like, well, let me start. So the reason why I'm saying all this is because my daughter and son were doing their workout first, and they were running. Right, they're
Mhm.
both track athletes, and I normally don't run anymore, but I was running with my daughter, and I was like, oh, I missed this.
Yeah.
I missed this, right? And then she started matching me, right, run for run. So we were doing like little intervals, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. So, but yeah, that was, again, that whole physicality, wanting to be able to keep it and
Just you
keep
talking
everything
about
moving.
like going where it runs and whatever. I can't even walk without like around my block without pain. So I'm so excited
Dude,
to do anything athletic right now. Like I'm hearing this and I'm just getting excited thinking about it. Like I
yeah,
miss it so much. It's driving me absolutely nuts. Like I'm not enjoying other things in life because I can't do it right now.
I get that. I would say this, so also in reference to the protocol or whatever, or what I did, I was a bit, as I always am, a bit overboard. And so I was going to physical therapy 2-3 times a week.
Well, I
Right. So I
basically
was
turned
going,
my whole gym and my garage into a
yeah,
physical therapy thing, so I do it
yeah,
every
yeah.
day. So
Yep. So I
I
was
get
going to
it.
physical therapy
Yeah.
2-3 times a week, still training. All the protocols I could follow, I would follow. About the only thing I did wrong, which I always do wrong, is sleep, because it's just not my.
Lack of it.
Yeah, I don't sleep enough.
Yeah. I haven't slept well in a while, so I get it.
I'm thinking heavily about investing into some sleep protocol stuff, some experimental stuff to see what happens, man.
Like
I had
peptides or like just like the bed you're like
everything,
okay.
peptides, prescriptions, experimental prescriptions. I talked to Dr. Andy Galpin when I was at Summer Strong last
I
year,
know that
and
name.
he's famous because he's probably one of the famous and
YouTuber?
smartest strength coach
Okay.
slash scientists in the world. He runs a
Mhm.
lab out in, I think, Cal Fullerton or something, but it's in California. Dude's a maniac, man. Mad scientist. They do the whole, I don't know what it's called, but they take a little portion of your muscle. It's like a little point, and they run tests on it,
Yeah.
all kind of stuff. Well, him and I were talking, and they have this sleep lab, and it's apparently ridiculously pricey and all this other stuff. But I'm at the point now where, again, like, if the most important thing to make you better at what you do is focus, and you get that via sleep,
Mhm.
and I can't sleep, then maybe I need to invest all the things in that basket.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So we're there because, like, even writing, man, like, I love writing, and it's kind of it's my passion. But there are days where if I don't do it in the morning,
Yeah.
good luck. Good luck
Yeah.
staying awake.
It sucks because like I've tried right in the morning and I write better in the afternoon. I've noticed. And then I'm just tired.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm much better in the morning.
No, I can
Yeah.
write. I just noticed I like when you write at different times and just realize this was like just more free flowy. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm not able to work out. By the end of the day, I'm warm. My body
Yeah.
feels loose, and maybe that's what it is. Because I can't like go work out in the morning and get a really good workout. I can just do like light things, right? So
Mine's
yeah.
both, man. Like, that time period between like 5 and like 10 a.m.,
Mhm.
I'm good. And that's why I don't like doing anything between there other than training. Right. And then even with training at this point now, I just take videos or voice notes instead of actually stopping and writing. And then I just transcribe them
Mhm.
because I don't have time to stop. I ain't got time to bleed.
There you
Right.
go.
But yeah. So that's what's transpired this weekend as I turned 44, and I try to put this Substack article together for what I've learned and thinking about, or you
Is it
know
44 things?
I thought about that, but I don't know if I'll be able to do 44. What I think I'm going to do is from 30 to 44,
Okay. Well,
because I
you
because
did
I
bring
wrote a
up
little
you
article.
okay. You did bring up
Yeah,
you wanted to like end off some of these conversations with like was it 1 or 2 points, something you learned since we last I don't remember what it was exactly you said. You said you wanted to end off everything with like a little bit of a list of stuff.
I don't remember, but I'll tell
Okay.
you this. This is what I'll say is, like, I like the idea of, especially when we have guests on it, of having like a one question that everyone has to answer. Like, one of mine is, if you had a billboard, what would it say? Right?
It's funny, I have 6.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, yeah, that's true. And so, you know, as far as like what I've learned in the last week or two, man, I don't think I said it last week, but I'll say it this time. I'll say 2 or 3, or the things I'm thinking about the most.
Mhm.
Maybe that's the best way to put it. The things I'm thinking about the most
Okay,
this
what's on
week,
your mind?
yeah, is um, good propaganda is sold by yeah, but. That's the mark of good propaganda. And so what I mean is like whenever you talk to somebody and you're talking about a truth, right? Like an
Mhm.
easily identifiable truth, and you explain this to them and they say, yeah. And then what's the next word they say? But. Yeah, but. That's what the mark of good propaganda is. And I've been thinking about it a lot lately because there are some absolute truths. And when you tell people they don't want to cop to them, or if they do, this is how they wiggle worm their way out of them. And they say, yeah, but. And then they're going to tell you
Why it
how
won't work,
this, yeah, or why it works or why it's okay this time.
or why it works for you and not for them.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And so I think that's one of the things that's been on my mind a lot. The other one that's been on my mind a lot is um perspective, which is always on my mind, but perspective and reading comprehension, in the sense of I read an article that said Americans are increasingly becoming unable to grasp anything except for in a literal sense.
Yep. I think I've read something similar.
And like metaphors, anecdotes, I mean, metaphors and analogies are escaping people.
I don't even think it's just Americans. I think it's a lot of people because it goes into our conversation how I think you and me talked about it, or it might have been my buddy Jordy, where um, people will disregard anecdotal evidence.
Yeah, we
Like
talked about it. Yeah.
yeah, the scientific method is built on anecdotal evidence. And they're like, "What's the science say?" Because that's what everybody said. What's the science say, right? I'm like, I
Yeah.
went to school for biochem. My goal was to become like a biochemist, like work in a lab. Like my mom was a biochemist too. So like I still kept up with the reading and everything. And like it's just one of those things that anecdotal evidence is very valuable. Not everybody's anecdotal evidence is equally weighted, but it's the seed that leads to the scientific method.
Yeah. I think the thing that we were talking about, the thing I've been thinking about in reference to that is people who are unable to see past anecdotal evidence.
Yeah, or see the
Right.
value in it.
No, because what I mean is like, so I think that there is a level of
Well, I'm sorry, no,
intelligence.
it just clicked what you meant. You're
Yeah.
thinking the other
Yeah.
side of it. I just got it now. Okay,
Yeah.
elaborate.
Yeah.
Now I know what
Because
you're
there's
saying.
well, just to rephrase it so anybody listening, like, I'm starting to see that you can mark somebody's level of their intelligence by their inability to see anything other than anecdotal evidence.
True,
So
true.
they will say, I only see X. I only
Mhm,
see Y. And then you say, well, this is how it is in the rest of the world. And they go, well, that's not true
mhm.
because I only see what's right in front of me. Or what they'll do sometimes is they'll just go, that's when they'll question the sourcing, right?
Yeah,
Everything's like,
always.
the
I'm like,
source isn't
okay,
good enough. And I'm like, well,
and like,
if
I'm
no
like,
source is good
oh
enough,
fuck,
then what do we
yeah,
do?
yeah. Or any source you say is not good enough because it's not one they found themselves.
Yeah, exactly. And I
And
mean,
then,
I understand, but at the same time, I don't, because in the sense that I don't know, I don't know how so many people got arrived to the same place at the same time, and we can go down the wickets on that one, but
yeah.
you know,
So another thing
it
that
is what it
you
is.
said last week is the conversation about vulnerability and love. Then I
Mm-hmm.
was reading something else, and it's usually like you're listening to something when I'm doing something else, so I don't remember what I was listening to. But when people are in relationships, and I think the conversation was they stay in relationships too long, and
Mm,
then they look to other people for advice about what should they do, and they always talk, but they won't leave, and then they look for other people's advice about excuses to stay, basically, or where they stayed too long.
yeah,
Right? Because they'll talk to somebody like, "Well, dating sucks. This sucks. That sucks." Well, oh, if it sucks out there, at least I have this, right?
yeah,
And then you kind of hold on to something, and that I can say the same thing out of dating is like it's like the same thing as a job. Like you're in the job because it's like the golden handcuffs, where you got to take the leap at some point, right? So,
yeah. I mean, I think I don't know, man. Like the dating and dating information and the way people view relationships online,
mhm,
the bulk of the people is disheartening at best. You know, but I think it's because people, again, like they don't live in romance; they live in this sub
Lust.
fear. Well, not just lust, like this fear of like, I'm going to be hurt. And I'm like, I just don't know how you do anything and avoid hurt.
Yeah. I think because of
Right.
that clip, more of like relationship stuff been popping up this last week. That's I'm
Hmm.
like, oh, like this is popping up. And like, it's not content that I would think is worth ingesting. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, for me, the way I think of it is like, so I had a therapist that told me once, and I thought this was one of the most, important things I needed to hear in terms of relationship. And she told me, she was like, you're a strategist. That's your profession, right? I was like, well, at the time, yeah, that's what I do. And she's like, so you're a strategist, but you're telling me you apply zero strategy to dating. And
Oh,
I
you
was
got
like,
called out. You got called out
yeah,
hard.
dude, I love that lady because man, she was so good at calling me out. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, you essentially have said to yourself here, talking to me, that you date the same woman with a different face. I was like, oh. And she was like, so I just want you to maybe consider that applying strategy might make for a more helpful situation than just going by these wickets and ideas of what you think you want and what you think you have in a relationship,
Mhm.
because chances are you're wrong, because I mean, like, one of the things like I hear people say a lot of times, and I'm no relationship expert, so I'm not gonna,
No.
but I just think this is an interesting thing. Is I hear a lot of people that essentially are looking for their equal opposite. Well, not even equal opposite. They're looking for somebody who's same.
Okay,
Like they're
yeah,
looking
like
for, yeah,
same,
yeah.
same.
They're
Okay.
looking for somebody, yeah, yeah. They're looking for somebody who's same. And in my belief now versus what I used to be, I think you're looking for somebody who's complementary, right? But when you talk to people, that's not how they talk. It seems like it's normal, and that should be like the thought, like, yeah, complimentary, it makes sense. But then when you talk to people, they're not. That's not with the wavelength they're on. But also, people are on such these wavelengths where it's like man versus woman, all this struggle, and like,
Yeah.
I'm just like, to me, I think a lot of things in general in relationships with me, not just romantic or anything, um, it all falls under the guise of it all come out in the wash. I don't keep score. I'm not interested
I
in
actually
keeping
say that
score.
saying quite a bit. So yeah.
Yeah, like, if I do for you, if you do for me, I will do for you, but not because you did it, but it's just like it's all gonna come out in the wash. It will be
Yeah.
equal in the end
Yeah.
because that's what it is. And also, I'm not looking for equal. I'm looking for a good time. I'm looking for fun. I'm looking for someone who's going to push me when I'm hurt, and I'm gonna push when I hurt.
Or it has a skill that I just don't have. That when I look at it, I'm like, man, I wish I could do that. Like just,
Well,
like
that's the Chris Williamson one. I don't know if you saw that. Like he had a clip that I thought was really interesting. He said like if somebody said that, hey, you're a lot like your person, would you be happy? Or would
that's
you
a
be
great,
butthurt
yeah,
about it?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And I thought that was all like super, super remarkable like stuff. Is one of the ones I threw
So
at one of my
I
clients.
watched Chris Williamson, one of his things recently. I don't know if it's an old one. I put it on today. So how you just put it on. I don't know when it was posted. And the one person said is that if you had a kid with this person and
Mm,
you passed away, would you be okay with that person raising that kid without you around?
yeah, that's the same one. Yeah,
The same one. So
yeah,
I heard that. I'm like, what the hell? That is actually very smart.
yeah,
It's like, it takes you out of the equation. It's a whole different thing. It's very different. So,
yeah. I think those are all fantastic and a good way to look
I
at.
guess that only works for people that want to have kids too.
I mean, I think it works even without it, man. Right? Like it's
Like bar.
such a high bar, right? Like, and anybody, I mean, you could go like, would you trust this person with your mother? Would you trust them with your friend? Your best friend, people that you care about and love, but the kids just happen to be more helpless than those other people, but yeah, I think that, I don't know. I think those kind of questions and those ideas are super helpful and insightful on like how to frame things. And I think we don't ask enough questions, man. Like I have in the back of my journal. Every time I start a new journal in the back, I put this thing as ask better questions, get better answers.
Yep.
And
There is such a thing as a stupid question.
yeah, but I think the stupid question thing is
I'm not saying don't ask it. There is
yeah,
such a
that's
thing
it.
as
There
like,
it
let
is.
me make it clear. I'm not saying don't ask the question because that's how you learn, but there are such things as stupid questions.
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
Well, there has to be. If there's a good question, there has to be a stupid one. Otherwise, your argument makes no sense, right?
I'm not going to argue that you're wrong because I think you're right.
Right? It goes back to the first thing we said, the contrast thing, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
if
it
you're going to
is.
say
That's
there's a
what
then there's a bad one, right? So,
that's where I went. I was like, well, the start of this was that. I'm not going to reason my way out of this one at all.
yeah,
Yeah, I think I don't know that with all of that stuff that being said, it lands me here, which may or may not make sense, but it in the sense of I'm 44, and one of the ways I would wrap it up, like things I learned and things I'm learning, and a thing that I kind of want to embody. Probably is a better one, right? The thing I would like to embody, one of the things I would like to embody, is I'm not trying to escape, and in fact, I'm trying to lean in, right? And that's how I view life right now. Is I want more,
yeah,
and I'm well aware of what comes with more. I'm well aware that there's heartache. I'm well aware that there's sadness. I'm well aware that there's pain. I'm well aware that I will face all of these things. But I also know, as we've said throughout this entire time,
hmm,
I will find the opposite as well.
yeah,
I'll be on the top of more volcanoes. I'll be on the top or not top, but I will have more amazing dinners. You know,
yes, okay,
I
that makes
will
more sense. Yeah,
Yeah, I will have more amazing dinners. I will have more great conversations,
good
you know.
stories,
Yeah, good
good
stories, all
laughter.
of it.
Yeah,
But I think in order to have an adventure, man, like you also have to realize that you're probably going to get some zeros, right?
100%.
You're going to go out for an adventure and get nothing. And I think having that perspective and having the ability to be like, "Oh, we ain't catch shit today."
Yeah, but
Uh,
without again, contrast again, without those boring times, those highs are not as high, right? Like if
so
everything's a high, then you get used to it. You need something more, right? So if you don't have the valleys, it doesn't balance it out.
what's the price that you're willing to pay for a good life? And I don't think it's something that we have to answer right now, but just saying.
I think the price is the boring time to get there because like I'm bored out of my mind in a lot of ways because I mean I'm so focused on these things to get better, the body, figuring out some business stuff, figuring out school, figuring out this, not exciting things. They're kind of boring, to be honest. It's like the tedious stuff you have to do, but I'm doing the tedious stuff because the more I get done, the more freedom and energy and stuff I'll have to do the volcano, the bike rides, the motorcycle
Yeah.
trips, the this, the that, right? So, like, my brother is having and his wife are having a kid in May, so I'm gonna be an uncle finally. So, my parents are going down to Dubai in May, June. I'm gonna go in August so that they're settled, and then I'm hoping my body's even better so I can enjoy my trip there. Because last time I went, I could barely move. So the boring time is I gotta do this therapy. I gotta do this. I gotta not go out. Gotta say no to things so that I have more energy for those other things, right? So
Yeah. I mean, I don't disagree. I think mine, I look at more suffering and pain, but I also agree with the boring.
yeah, but even
It's the
suffering is
price.
boring too.
Yeah.
It's not
Well,
fun.
I wouldn't call it boring, but it's no fun. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
yeah, yeah,
fun, but
for
like
sure.
even some suffering is boring because you can suffer in silence. You can suffer in like suffering isn't just physical time where I know you
No.
work hardly, but there's a lot of suffering that is tedious, just like monotonous. The
So
same day over and over again. Boring.
here, I think this is good, and then we'll get wrap this bad boy up.
Okay.
What is for you? What is suffering? Not no dictionary definition or anything else, but just what is suffering? If you had to wrap it up, if somebody was like, "Hey, man, I'm suffering," or "What is suffering?" How do you explain that to them?
For me, suffering has been being unable to do what I used to be able to do. It's just seeing the thing that I'm like, I used to be able to just go do that, and I can't do it right now. To me, that's suffering because I'm
Mm.
sidelined. I'm only able to watch it from the sidelines, and it drives me absolutely nuts. And I realized like I was going out, like I was prescribed weed for the PTSD. It helped for a bit, and then
Mm.
after a while, it became one of those things that was a crutch because it was numbing me. And I was just like,
Mm.
okay, it was
Yeah,
numbing me
yeah,
to be okay with being on the sideline. Right.
yeah.
Same with going out for drinks, whatever. I don't drink at home, never have. Even, but I'm a social guy. So people invite me for a beer here or there. It turns out drinking 5 days a week. And I'm like, I'm still going out being social in that small microcosm, like you're having a good time, but I'm still on the sideline because I'm like, I'm not able to do the things I want to do. So I'm here where I'm like, I can't do the physical things. I can't do the like before I was able to do the fun things. And when I'm done the fun things that I want to do for me, I check in with my friends, have a drink. We talk about what they were doing before they came to drinks. We have good conversations, laughter, or whatever. Now it's like the goal was to go to get out of the house to go for get a drink. And I'm like, I
Yeah,
hated my life. Right. So
yeah.
just being sidelined, that's suffering to me.
I get it.
Not being able to be okay. Let's make it more concise. Not being able to be a main character in your own life. That's suffering to me. There you go.
That's It's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah.
For me, suffering is the idea of future pain, right? To me, that's suffering. To me, suffering is something you do in the future, even though you're in the present. Like pain is right now.
Hmm.
Pain is like here, like boom, like it's on you. You can feel it. It's acute. Suffering is the idea that I'm going to be in pain in the next 5 minutes, 10 minutes, hour, 2 hours. I'm going to wake up in the morning and I'm going to be in more pain, right? And that's how I look at it. And then that's whether that's physical, mental, existential, right? That's how I view suffering. Anything, because the way I think of it is I can be in pain right
Hmm.
now, right here,
Yeah.
and I can bear it. I don't
Yeah.
care who it is, right?
Yeah.
Like you can bear it, but it's when you get so much pain that you're like, what's fucking coming again? That's suffering,
Hmm.
right? And I also think, and this go forward and backwards. That's also the opposite is regret, right? Regrets in
Yeah.
the past. Regrets in the past. It's you continuing to look in that rear view and go, holy shit, like what if, why didn't, who would have, blah, 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 blah. And so for me, regret is past and suffering is future. And that's why, it's one of those like present based things. Like if I
Have
can be
you?
here.
Yep. Have you heard the? I'm gonna say it's a quote or a saying. Basically, depression is living in the past. Anxiety is living in the future.
Something like that. Yeah. I've heard
It's
things,
very
versions of
similar.
that.
This is
Yeah.
very similar, but
Yeah.
you have a different feeling or a different experience associated with it as well.
Yeah. I
There's
think
probably a
it's
lot
the
of
same
things.
thing. I
Probably
think
no, no. It's probably
anxiety is
yeah.
definitely, I think anxiety and suffering both live in the
Oh, yeah.
future.
Yeah.
1,000%, right?
Yep.
I think that's also why anxiety can often be quelled with preparation.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And
And so,
anxiety is like the cousin to excitement too.
yeah, well, that one, dude, that now we're speaking my language, man. Like, I
Yep.
get excited about that because it's the exact same thing. And most people don't know it. It's just
I
directed.
think it's the exact same thing, but
I
then
do
people
too.
always argue, so I'm just like, fine, whatever. But
I think it's the exact same thing, man, because I know the feeling I have when I'm nervous.
mhm.
And I know the feeling I have before exiting an aircraft. I know the feeling I've had before, like a big lift or anything. And it feels the exact same. And the only difference is if it's an illustration, it's channeled down this hallway and I
Yeah.
know where I'm going and I know what I'm going to do. And it's like, dude, and I love that feeling so much. There's a book called Stealing Fire and they talk about the zone and what the Greeks used to call it. I think it was the Greeks, ecstasy,
Mhm.
which is um, also, form of ecstasy, but it's like what the zone feels like. And to me, I always envision it as this hallway of like, you got to get there. And so I can focus all my my goodness, and you can just aim it down that hallway and at that thing.
Mhm.
And so I always am kind of interested when people are like, it's not the same. I'm like, you just, you need a new hallway, man.
Yeah. You
You
know
need a
what?
new hallway.
I got it from something simpler. Like I would be nervous or have this anxiety on different things, and I always thought it was very similar. But one day it was like I was just excited to see a friend. I'm like, oh, this is the same feeling. It was just something very simple. It was like I was just
Mm.
excited to see a friend, excited for the conversation I'm gonna have, excited for the hangout, and I'm like, it's like I'm nervous to like it's like I'm going on a first date. It's just like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, and I
Yeah, for
realize
sure.
it's like very much the same feeling, and then it's just different levels of it, right? So
I think zone or ecstasy or whatever you call it, I think it's so addicting though. And I think like that's the only difference. Is like if you play a sport or you do any of these things where there's single-minded focus, it becomes a drug, right?
this goes
Because I spent a good portion of my life chasing that same feeling in 1,000 different avenues, you know? So go figure. Like, I like the, I like that version of the quiet, you know? You can't hear shit, but you can hear what you need to hear,
yeah.
you know?
It's
So,
honestly, and that goes into the argument or not argument, the discussion about what is balance, right? Like again, like when people say, "Oh, you should rest, you should do this, you should do that," it's more like people are telling you what they want to do, not what you want to do, right? And like, cause like, if you're sleeping well or decently, let's say decently, you're eating well, you're you have your friendships, you have your relationship, you have your family. Outside of that, whatever you do, why not go all out, whatever it is? It just might be
yeah.
seem unbalanced to other people because you might be so hyper focused on this one random niche thing or a business or a car that you want to build or this
Well,
or that. So,
a lot of people were sold that enjoyment is, you know, umbrella drinks and sand, sandy beaches. You know,
and
some
I
people
only
were
like
told,
going there if I'm with the right people. Otherwise, I
yeah,
don't care.
some people were sold that enjoyment is like getting blacked out drunk, right? And then there's other people whose enjoyment is, and it's not that I can't, I'll use me. It's not that I can't vary because I do have different gears in this sense, but like one of my favorite forms of like true enjoyment or true like satisfaction is to be so fucking exhausted that I can barely make it to the bed.
Yeah.
Right. Like that feeling of like, I am just, and as soon as and this is rare for me, I have legit insomnia, but those days I can get to the bed and I hit the pillow and I'm done,
Hmm.
brother, man, like that I'm like, we did it today. We
Yeah.
did it. Yeah. And
That
so,
day was one.
yeah. And I don't think that's sold enough or talked about enough in the sense of like, that's what you want. Instead of this always like this, like, you know, sandy beaches and umbrella drinks and, you know, whatever, whatever. And it's like, yo, like, don't get me wrong, it's fun. Like, right. I spent some time in the Canary Islands that will
Yeah.
always be very high in my list, but also climbing a 14er and coming back down and doing a bunch of other stuff and then being exhausted and barely making it out to my bed is also really high on my list. So,
Hmm.
you know, I think that's where, I think more people, but to me, that's type 2 fun. I think more people need more type 2 fun in their life.
You said this a long time ago, and I don't remember these type 1, 2,
Okay.
3 funds. I don't remember them at all.
So type 1 fun
Yeah.
is like a roller coaster,
Okay.
right? So you do it and you forget about it. You're like, while it's happening, you're like, woo, and you know, yeah. And then as soon as it's over, you're like, you know, oh, we rode a roller coaster. That's right. We did that. Right. No, whereas type 2 fun is like it's 3 degrees outside, you're cursing and you're like, oh man, why are we doing this? But you have a purpose and you're out here and then you finish it. And then for the rest of your life, whenever you see that dude, you're like, remember that time? And you're
Yeah.
laughing about it, and you have inside jokes and
So
everything else.
type 1 fun is more just yourself. Type 2 fun's with somebody else, kinda it seems like, right?
No, it can be both. I mean, but I
No, but
think
roller coaster, you're in your own head when you're going through that. You're experiencing that
well,
yourself.
people still ride roller coasters together, right? But you
You know
just
what?
don't.
You can
I just don't
be
think I don't think though type 1 fun is the kind. It's like a cookie, right? Cookie. Listen. This is a guy coming from a guy who loves cookies.
okay.
Like I love
I'm
cookies,
just
man.
from the that to this, I'm waiting for you to give the
Well,
the
so what
translate
I
it
mean
for
is
me,
like
so
what I mean is like you can eat a donut and feel good,
yeah.
right? You can eat a donut and feel good, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that like 3 weeks later you remember when you ate that donut feeling good.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
don't remember the donut making you feel good. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. You might remember that, oh, that was a delicious donut, but you don't remember that switch that happens when you're like, ooh. And I think that's kind of the hallmark, right? It's like that's the kind of fun that is cheaply earned. And so you never really remember it, whether it's
Mhm.
with people or without people. I mean, I would say bowling. I don't bowl. You know what I'm saying? But I haven't bowled since I was, I don't know, like 10 years ago, maybe.
Well, you know
No, I
what?
bowled
Maybe
with the
you should
kids. I bowled with
try.
the kids a while.
Maybe you should
I bowled with the
try.
kids. I bowled with the kids probably 5, 10 years ago. So maybe. But yeah, but even then, like I remember not the bowling, I remember the kids and stuff. So
Well,
again, I just think it's one of
so
those
when I
things.
heard you say that type 1 fun, roller coaster, high energy, in the moment, like you can be around other people, but that fun is just yours. But type 2 fun, when I heard you say it, I'm like, oh yeah, it's with somebody else. The memory is not just yours. The memory is because of the bond with the other person in that moment, is what I heard when you said that. So
Yeah.
that's just how I interpreted it when you said it.
So I'm looking online right now to see like
Is there a
what
type 3 fun?
it looks like it. I didn't even know that.
Oh, there you go.
The fun scale. Not all outdoor fun is created equal. Type 1 fun. Fun to do, fun to remember. Want to keep going back for more. Type 2 fun. Hurts a bit to do, but fun in retrospect. Most fulfilling in the long run. Type 3 fun. Not fun to do, not fun in retrospect, but makes for a great story.
That actually makes a lot of sense. That's
Yeah.
good.
I
That's good.
dig
I
that.
like type 3 fun too. That's actually pretty
Yeah,
good.
so do I. Yeah.
Type 3 fun is like when you go through all this hard shit, you're like, when's it going to be over? But if you win afterwards, like if you put effort into and you win, then it's that whole story that I went through this and this is why I got here. So I had to go through that. So that's how you flip it, right? And that's why you
Yep.
put a lot of effort into it. So.
Define your win. Yeah, I dig that. Man, I'm gonna get ready to shut this down. I found this poem a long time ago, and so I think it's worth reading just because kind of what we talked about today, but also just because I like it. And I cannot say this guy's name. I'm gonna try and say it. It's Rabin. I butchered that. I'm gonna have to look it up now. I've never looked up how to pronounce it. So I'll
See if you can
go
put
on
in
YouTube.
Google. Yeah.
I'm gonna go on YouTube and see if somebody said it on an interview or something.
Yeah.
But here goes. It's let me not pray to be sheltered from dangers, but to be fearless in facing them. Let me not beg for the stilling of my pain, but for the heart to conquer it.
No,
Let
let's
me
start
not
again.
look for allies.
You gotta do one clean.
All right, here we go.
One more time.
We'll go again. So let me pull it back up. Let me not pray to be sheltered from dangers, but to be fearless in facing them. Let me not beg for the stilling of my pain, but for the heart to conquer it. Let me not look for allies in life's battlefield, but to be my own strength. That's it. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. So I think that's worth shutting it down for.
Sounds good.
All right, man. I will see you same time, same channel, and we will get this thing uploaded this week.
Sounds good. Perfect.
All right, man.